Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Los Alamos. I am Anita Barela. I use the pronouns she, her, and I'm today's worship associates. Whoever you are, whoever you love, whatever your image of the holy, wherever you are on your life's journey, you are welcome here. If this is your first time with us, we'd love to get to know you. Please sign our guest sign-in book in the foyer. For kids here in our service, we have an activity table up here. Kids can also stay seated with their grown-ups if they want to. Please remind everybody to use whisper voices while talking. If you'd like to know more about our programs for youth and kids, please speak to Elizabeth Portillos, our Lifespan Spiritual Enrichment staff, and she's over here. We also have a nursery down the hall for younger kiddos, and Sarah Hamoud, our nursery coordinator, can check in your younger kiddos. We have candles of community over there and over there. You are encouraged to come before the prior meditation time to light a candle and or write your joy or sorrow in the book so that we can read it aloud. If you're in need of pastoral care or support or chat over coffee or even financial assistance, please contact Reverend Tina to set up an appointment. You're now invited to greet your neighbor. You're encouraged to greet someone you may not know or recognize, or if you'd rather just wave and not shake hands, that's okay too. I will call us back with a chime in a minute.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Church of Los Alamos. I'm glad to see all of you here today. My name is the Reverend Tina DeYoe. I use she, her pronouns, and I am your settled minister here. Yay! So I'm excited to celebrate with all of you today with our barbecue of our path forward together in this collaborative shared ministry that we will be doing together into the future, right? So this is our call to worship time as we come together. We come together as a community every Sunday to pause and worship together. Worship creates connections within, among, and beyond us, calling us to live with wisdom and compassion, calling us to be our better selves. And our worship theme for this month of May has been curiosity. This is our last Sunday in May. And today we are joined by Britton Donharl, Evan Rose, and Kathy Lanham. And their experiences, they're going to be presenting on the theme of creative curiosity and their experiences in the Creativity Matters and Soul Matters small groups that we have here at our church. You'll hear more about that in a bit. So thank you all for sharing your reflections of curious creativity with us today. And this will be a service also filled with curious creativity. So feel free to draw, to dance, to sing, and engage in whatever way your creative heart desires today. So please engage however you feel appropriate. And now we're going to light our chalice, our flaming chalice, the symbol of our Unitarian Universalist faith. And Anita is going to read our chalice lighting words. And Alma is coming up, and she's going to light our chalice. And Alma's favorite animal is a rabbit.
May we meet this day with an open mind and a willing heart. May curiosity guide us beyond what we know and creativity reveal what is waiting for us. May we be grateful for each question, patient with each discovery, and joyful in the act of creating. May it be so. Our offering for May will go to the Unitarian Partner Church in Begnaud, Romania, in the region of Transylvania. This offering will go towards providing scholarships for the youth of the village to attend the Unitarian High School nearby. All cash and undesignated funds will go to our UU Partner Church. You can also use the QR code on the screen for the Givelify app to give a donation to our partner church, or directly to our church's general fund. Let us now take the offering, and may what you give bring you joy.
simply look around and view it. Anything you want to do it. Want to change the world. There's nothing to it. There is no life I know to compare with pure imagination. Living there, you'll be free if you truly wish to be. So thank you for allowing me to creatively express through singing a song about imagination, right? And chocolate from it's from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So today we're going to hear from a few speakers on the process of creative curiosity. But before they present, I'm going to ask all of us to enter into a creative curiosity process together. So you see sticky notes on your chairs, so you'll get some instructions for those. When I first started working here back in 2014 as the Director of Religious Education, I attended a youth advisor training with other religious educators. And we were asked to draw our image of our symbol of faith, the flaming chalice, and what it means to us. So here is the flaming chalice that I drew. And later, I even got this image tattooed on my arm. There are so many UU flaming chalice representations. Those are just a few throughout our denomination. So I would personally, and maybe all of you would like to see some of this too, I would love to see all of your representations of the flaming chalice. So you have that piece of paper and a pencil, and you can draw your flaming chalice throughout the rest of this service and enter into this creative process. And so kids, you guys can do this too, okay? So you guys can draw your image of the chalice if you want. And then you can put up that sticky note over here on our worship doors, okay? So you can do that after the service. And then you can come back in here and take a look, and I'll take a picture of them all and try to arrange them nicely so you can, so I can email it out to everybody. And then we can see everybody's cool interpretation of our UU symbol of faith, this flaming chalice. So what does your flaming chalice look like? I'm curious to find out. So there's also a very special program in our UU denomination and here at our church called Soul Matters Small Group Ministry. And this past year, the Soul Matters Small Group Ministry curriculum also came out with a curriculum titled Creativity Matters. So this is a year-long program where folks are put into small groups and reflect together on our monthly church themes. These groups allow folks to go deeper into these themes through interpersonal connection and intrapersonal reflection. Creativity Matters has allowed folks to dive into these themes through art expression. So for those of us who might be interested in joining a group in the future, we usually have signups in the fall for these groups. And then in July, we'll do a try it session, a drop-in session, a one-session thing. So you can try the Soul Matters curriculum in the Soul Matters group. So Soul Matters and Creativity Matters, that curricula and those groups offer a distinctive small group curriculum. And the central goal of both of these is to foster circles of trust and deep listening. So in the Creativity Matters, a small group curriculum supports the theme exploration through creative expression. And our Creativity Matters packets and groups help members engage our monthly themes and explore spiritual growth through creative expression. It's all about allowing our intuition and imagination to guide us, not just our logic and reflective minds. So think of it as making room for your right brain to dance with your left brain. So some of the mediums for Creativity Matters include collage, sketching. You'll see some of these here with our presenters. So all of these different art forms that they have engaged in. So you don't have to have expert art skills. You just bring a playful and adventurous attitude. So now we're going to have some of these awesome presenters come up. And Evan is going to start out, and then Britton, and then Kathy Lanham.
Hi, I'm Evan Rose. I've been doing this program, well, for quite a while, quite a few years. We used to have something called Covenant Circles, and this is like that, except the Creativity and Soul Matters allows a little more interaction and moves us away from doing the deep listening part and having more participation. So my group currently is Susan Dreisha, and Tyler Taylor, and Mia Parada, who's not here today. And we meet on Monday nights. What I really like about this program is it gives us a chance to share with each other, and in doing that, we get to know each other much better. And so various people have come for various lengths of time, then moved on, but we've all got to know each other, and it's really very satisfying. So if you're looking for that kind of interaction, that deep interaction that goes below, here's coffee, we're having a light conversation, this may well be the sort of group that you would like to join. So Mia put together a little presentation about what she finds useful, enlightening, whatever you'd like to call it. We'll look at her words. So she did a little, this is kind of in the nature of the Creativity Matters, because it's not an essay or a literary kind of exploration. This one's done with pictures. So she says, the Creativity Matters, Soul Matters for her, gathers diverse resources, bridges social gaps. There you see a little natural bridge. Opens doors to misunderstanding. Reveals life's irony. And this says fat-free half and half. And if you know, half and half is all about cream. Frees me to adjust my self-image. Heightens my spirit. And opens my soul. So I thought this was nice in that it has these images, she makes connections, and I love the vibrant colors. So then here's one that I did. This one actually comes from September. We were doing belonging at that point. And I did a little art project, and this is me in the upper left there. That's me when I was 6 years old. You know how you used to get your elementary school pictures, so I came across that. And then the other image is my childhood home in Drexel Hill. That's where I lived until from about the time I was 4 to about the time I was 7, and we moved off to Delaware. And I found that on the internet. I did the street view in Google and got a picture of my old house. And then down below is my little hand-drawn map. And my house, if you look carefully, you can see some little lines going to where my house is. And then across the street, I had a friend named Paul, and behind his house was some woods and a little stream, and there was a quarry there. And every noon, you'd hear a whistle, and that was their lunch whistle. And occasionally you'd hear an explosion because they were, breaking up rocks. And then up the street from me, and too far for me to walk, was my Uncle Arnie and his family. Dick and Carolyn and Helen, they lived near me. And then there was a swimming pool over there. And that kind of alludes to one of my early childhood memories of seeing somebody swim across the deep end. And it looked like they were suspended. And I was just fascinated that people would float. And then I learned how to be a swimmer. And later on, I used to compete in swimming. So that's kind of the memory part. And then I go to an early childhood memory that I found that I had in a dream. And so here's my cartoon. There's my kindergarten, and there you can see my eye looking into this hole in the ground where the ants lived. And I looked in there, and I could see my classmates, and they were all having fun, but I didn't know how to get there. So there was this kind of separation that I didn't know how to solve. And I remember this was very striking for me, and still today, I have a vivid memory of that. So I did this little memory, and so you can see what I'm looking at with my eye. They're my classmates, and how do I get to them? They're down in this little anthole, and it was a mystery to me. So I shared this with my group, and we had a lot of fun talking about it, and other people shared their thoughts, and either in images or in their thoughts. And what you should know is that the packets all have suggestions for you. So I was taken by the suggestion about doing an image, and others were taken by suggestions about doing some writing. There are also videos you can watch. There are quotes that you can read. So it's really quite an enlivening program. I hope that some of you choose to join it this next year. And Britton, you're up.
Yeah.
There we go.
Great, thank you.
And you push it.
Great, thank you.
Good morning. My name is Britton, and I use she, her pronouns, and I have a script so that I make sure that I stay on topic. I facilitate the Creativity Matters group that Tina and Evan have both referenced. Our group focuses on engaging with the Creativity Matters packet and uses the Soul Matters packet as supplement for inspiration and additional resources. The Creativity Matters authors suggest developing a journal in which to reflect and potentially gather our creative work, but doing a journal is not required. And this is my journal, which you can see is a messy journal. This is one way of doing this. The authors of the packets work to spark our curiosity by including a selection of activities each month, designed to help us immerse ourselves in a wide variety of methods, from painting to words, sculpture, photography, gardening, woodworking, or any modality that inspires us to reflect on the topic. And I want to emphasize, this Creativity Matters group is not a critique group. We don't bring finished products, and we don't seek feedback on our art. This is a way for us to creatively explore whatever the topic is in our own manner. And I do want to make sure that that's a clear part of what the purpose of these groups are. So members of our group have shared a piece and a statement so that they can we can express some of what goes on, because there's too much that for us possibly to cover here. On the left here in the slide, Jamie explored making a sun print using turmeric. which was one of the activities suggested in a creativity packet from December entitled Choosing Hope. And she says, the suggested creative exercises are very accessible to me, a self-described unartsy person. Also, you do the activities in ways that work for you and are meaningful to you. Doing the activities while also reflecting on Soul Matters materials has been a satisfying and restorative practice for me. So thank you, Jamie. On the right, Kristen says, I really appreciate the art journal that is part of the Creativity Matters journey. It allows for a safe space to play with art, with less pressure to feel like what I create needs to be good enough to hang on the wall. The monthly journal questions and project prompts have been an engaging way to connect with the UU's monthly themes, and they have helped me to create a journal that I actually enjoy rereading when I need inspiration or support or motivation. This is an image of one of my favorite projects, which was part of the packet entitled Choosing Hope. It was an activity rooted in Jungian art therapy, bringing light into the dark. Thank you, Kristen. On the left in this slide, Ted often takes his creativity off the page and has used modalities from baking to woodworking to immerse himself in the topic each month. This project involved over a couple of months as Ted creatively problem-solved his way through repurposing a bunk bed into a functional cabinet unit. While the themes we explore are unique from month to month, Ted has used his curiosity to apply the themes to his many varied projects. So thank you, Ted. And finally, on the right, these are two selections from my Creativity Matters journal. I personally have enjoyed some of the ways my creativity has been pushed, and exploring some of the themes with both words and traditional art materials has been an enlivening experience for me. Sometimes when my creative energy is running low, opening a packet and being inspired to explore a theme using a different perspective, a different material, or a different approach is exactly the spark I need. Additionally, sharing my adventure with my fellow explorers in a safe environment in our group expands my personal experience. So curiosity is an energizing current for the entire theme of the Creativity Matters process. Thank you.
And Kathy is going to come up and share next.
I'm glad to see all of the visual creativity that went into other Soul Matters and Creativity Matters groups. Our group didn't work in that way. We mostly discussed with each other the things we'd pondered during the month. And I love hearing Tina's pitch for Soul Matters. We were new to the church last summer, and Tina suggested Soul Matters as a way of getting to know some people. And it's absolutely been one of the highlights of the year for Sam and me. We get the material. We like to go to the library and sit and ponder the view out the library while we're thinking about the material. And over the course of the month do that, and then get together with our group, each of whom I've come to really love over the course of this year. So the pitch for Soul Matters is, if you have any interest in this kind of thing, I highly, highly recommend it. So in creativity, one of the prompts we were invited to think about was how our understanding of the divine is revealed in the names by which we have called the divine, if that makes sense. Each of us is known by different names over the course of our lives, depending on the experiences that someone has had with us. So in my life, I have been Kathy, Little Henson, Catherine the Great, Katerina, which was one of my dad's favorites, Dr. Matthews, Dr. Lanham, Dr. Baby, again my dad, Bitch and Worse, Sweetheart and Beloved. So it is with our names for God or the divine. Our experience of that changes over time and varies from person to person. So join us in pondering your own names for God as I share with you the ones we came up with. God of incremental progress, Pontiff of possibility, Wheel of motion and mercy, Deity of determination, Lighthouse of limitations. This one was a favorite in our group, Midnight Messenger of Math, Nature Nurturer, Protector, Advice Giver, Light Bringer, Supportive Friend, God that unites us all, Luna, First Goddess, I may mispronounce this, Hecate, Kali, Seeker of Justice, Mother God, Queen of Heaven, La Mer, the Sea, Mother Earth, Gaia, Gentle Arms of Eden, Orderer of Days, Enforcer of Rules, Elusive Lover, Mist that fills all spaces, Uncontainable Love, Light inaccessible, filling our eyes. So on the door back here, I've listed all of the names I've just read for God, and the invitation is really to think about your own experiences of the divine and the names by which you have called it, and to add to the list and enjoy reading each other's additions. Thank you.
Thank you all for your beautiful, creative presentations today. I'm grateful for each of y'all sharing. So thank you.